Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to a new album review, and it's one that I've been so excited about. And it's of course Hackney Diamonds by Rolling Stones, which came out last Friday. It's their 24th British album and the 26th American album. Studio albums, that is. It's their first since Lonesome Blues, and it's sadly the first album since the death of the brilliant Charlie Watts, although he does appear on this album. Other people that appear on this album are Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder, Bill Wyman and Lady Gaga, no less. So the mainstay, of course, is Mick Jagger, Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood. Matt Clifford does the keyboards. On bass is the ever-present Darryl Jones. And Steve Jordan on drums, which Charlie recommended. He always said, if anything happens to me, there's your man. So if Charlie said it was alright, you know it's going to be alright. And he's done a fine job on this album. So let's have a look at these tracks. Now the first track is the first track we heard off this album after the press conference. Angry. Brilliant opening track. Brilliant video. Absolutely great. The riffs from Ronnie and Keith are just out the top drawer again. It's already getting a little bit of an overplay. That's the only thing. Everyone seems to be playing it. But it is a good track and I really do like it. Second track up, Get Close. Now considering the age of these legends, boy can they still go out there and give it some. Mick sounds brilliant. What, his voice is just as strong as ever. And you get some nice piano on here because it's old Reggie Dwight himself. Really good song. I do like it. I cannot deny that I love that track. Up next, Depending on You. Some of the thing when we was mentioned, like Richard McCook was talking about this last night. The slow songs on here are fantastic, and this one is Depending on You. It's just typical slow down Stones. The guitar work, really good. Darryl's bass line. Now Darryl, of course, is the man that took over from Bill on tour and in the studio. He's never been an official member, but he's been with the band since what, 94. So he is, to me, he's an important member of this band. Really good bass playing. I do love that track. You know, it's up there with Angie and them sort of tracks. Bite My Head Off. Love this track. What a good rocker. Featuring a Paul McCartney on the bass. Who would ever thought of it that a Beatle would play it on a Stones album? There you go. It's a good old rocker. Mick's on fire. I mean, Steve Jordan's drumming on this is terrific. He's just embraced, he's not playing like Charlie, but he's embracing the Stone style, and it's a great, great track. Then we get The Whole World Wide. The guitar work from both Keith and Ronnie is brilliant. Again, they're not the youngest guys now, are they? But they can still play guitars. Another great drumming performance by Steve Jordan. It's just great. Love that track. Dreamy Skies, another slow track. Mick's vocal is terrific on this. Lovely melody. There's just something about that song. I love playing that song. Then we have Mess It Up, and there's a certain Charlie Watts drumming on this. It's just so glad to we got the last few tracks here of Charlie. Immaculate style of his rhythm. Wonderful track. When I first heard this, knowing that Charlie's playing on this, it was quite an emotional thing to listen to. Saying, "Well, this is the last we're going to hear of the great Charlie Watts." Then we have "Live by the Sword." Now, this is my favourite track because for the first time since the Steel Wheels tour in a studio, we have a Charlie, we have a Bill, we have a Keith, we have Ronnie and Mick. That's the lineup I saw, and this is great. It's so great to hear Bill again. Very special, even special now that they did this because, of course, Charlie is sadly no longer with us. I love this track. Brilliant stuff. Give me goosebumps to listen to this. Driving Me Too Hard comes next. What a track. Solid rock and roll, Rolling Stone style. The driving riffs, the solid bass, the great drumming, and a fine vocal from Mick. There's nothing else. Tell Me Straight. Well, I love the start of it. That great guitar. You know it's Keith and Ronnie. Just listening to it. Also, we have Keith singing, and I think this is probably the best vocal from him in many a year. I think he's done a really good job on this. It's a terrific song. And then we get probably my equal favourite track on this album, The Sweet Sounds of Heaven, featuring Lady Gaga. This is a dynamite track. Probably one of the best tracks of the year. Lady Gaga is just phenomenal on this, and she's singing well with Mick. I've got a lot of time for Lady Gaga. I think she's a terrific singer and a terrific lady. People think she's a bit odd, but she's got a good nature, and she sings with all the greats. Tony Bennett, Metallica, and now the Rolling Stones. And I think this is one of the finest sort of collaboration songs she's ever done. Her voice is so powerful. Okay, and then we end up on the last track in Rolling Stone Blues, which is a Muddy Waters track, and they've gone back to their thing. It's a bit of an oddment on the album. Does it belong on here? I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it is a bit of an oddment to have this at the end. But it's a nice song anyway. Okay. Time to have a think. Okay, it is one of the best albums of 2023. It's their best album since Steel Wheels, in my opinion. It is a phenomenal album from start to finish. Okay, even the Rolling Stones Blues, look at the end, it's a bit of an oddment, but that's where their roots were. Highlight for me of this, the two highlights, it's Ronnie, Mick, Keith and Bill and Charlie playing on Live by the Sword, and Lady Gaga. Absolutely killer. If you haven't heard this yet, where have you been? It is great, and I can tell you now, this is going to be very, very high up on the end of the year review, without a doubt. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.5. Hasn't got a full 10 because for some reason I don't think that the Rolling Stone Blues really belongs on this album. It's sort of, yeah, it's an oddment. I like it, but it does. Yeah, that's the only reason. It's only If it had been a rocker, it'd have probably been a 10 out of 10. But I just find it. I think Richard summed it up last night on the live stream. Do what play a little bit of it, and then put it on a B side. I totally agree with him there. So there we go. A great album. Okay, that's all for today. But I'll be back tomorrow and Saturday, so you know what we're doing tomorrow. Yes, it's Iain and Richard, and we come up with Richard come up with a really good one, and it's favourite songs that failed to make the UK top 75. Really tough one to do, but I managed to do it. So that's going to be up tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.